Welcome back to Tight Lines. For coarse anglers of a certain age, roach are an iconic fish. They're at the same time our commonest yet occasionally most capricious target, and a big roach, 1 or 2 pounds or more, is certainly one that will live in the memory. So when Tann suggested I might like to try his club section of the Hampshire Avon to challenge my personal best, caught 40 years ago, I just had to go. Well, I've got to say, this isn't your typical Hampshire Avon. I'm not exactly between a rock and a hard place, but I'm between some nice houses and the main road through the centre of the village. But this little stretch of river here, according to Matt, fills up with fish in the winter, roach and dace in numbers, the weed starts to die back, and it's a very good chance, apparently, of catching a big fish. If the leaves give us a chance, I'm going to have a go. I suppose most people down here would fish with a classic Avon type float, cork-bodied crow-quill or a foam-bodied crow-quill. I'm actually going with a stick float because it's not particularly deep. It's a bit deeper than it looks. I've got over 4 feet of water. But what I'm doing, I'm fishing as deep as I possibly can in that water. I just keep putting the depth up until I snag. And then I'll shallow up until I don't snag. So I'm fishing the optimum depth. And I'll show you the rig I'm using. It's a classic stick float rig, really. The float is a very dumpy one. It's a new pattern. Got the trees here as well. It's a new pattern that's got a really fat domed body, perfect for this shallow, very fast water. And it carries a fair bit of shot. This one carries 5 number 4 shot, but I've got it split down the line in number 8s. And the last number 8's about 10 inches from the hook, and the hook's an 18. Look, something's nipped that maggot, little rascal, probably a salmon par or a minnow. A size 18 hook, but an old school size 18 hook, which looks, compared to the new school, looks absolutely tiny. I've got 2 pound hook length, because we're fishing for roach. There's no barbel in this stretch, not much in the way of chub either. The odd decent perch, mostly roach and dace, so it's a 2 pound 012 diameter hook length and a 3 pound main line. There's a little trick to casting stick floats in these kind of conditions, because what you want to try and do is to get the float landing and the shot and the bait downstream of it in a nice straight line. Now, I don't know whether I can tell you how to do it, because I do it naturally, but I can probably show you how to do it. And the whole idea is it's a sort of sideways cast, and you sort of roll the rod over just before the float lands. I'll show you what I mean. Like that, and stop it like that, see? And it all lands in that lovely dead straight line downstream. So you're already fishing in, your tackle's already in the aspect you want it to present itself to the fish properly, with the bait in front of the float. And by holding the float back just enough, you try and keep that situation in place. Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's 2.5 pound, I would think. Well, it's not often I do this, but Matt saw me crying up there, catching nothing. He took pity on me. He said, Keith, come down and have a fish in my swim. It'd be ever so rude not to, wouldn't it? So, I'm going to be trotting through his swim now for a while. I will feed, though. I'm a good boy like that. This might be a roach. If he's not, it's a very, 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 very big dace. But it's not, it's a roach. That's not a bad roach. It's £1 and a bit, and there's bigger to come. Here's one, big fish. It's a big fish, this. I think it might be a chub. Whatever it is, it's big. It's a great big roach. It's a great big roach. This is quite possibly the biggest roach I've ever hooked in my life. It's a huge roach. It is a huge roach. Goodness me. My heart, I can't tell you how hard my heart's going. It's under a bit of weed now. Oh, look at the size of that thing. Wowee. Now that, Matt, is a roach. That is a roach. Goodness me, look at the size of that. Oh. Look at that. Bill Penny, Bert Brown, Alan Jones, your roach took one hell of a bashing. Well, maybe not, but that's a big roach. That is quite possibly a personal best roach. Look at that. What a magnificent River Avon fish, look. Matt can't believe it, he's happier than me, look. £2 1 ounce. That's the biggest roach I've caught since probably 1974, when I won £2 1.5 from the River Great Ouse. Oh, right. And this is about the same because it keeps going between 2-1 and 2-2. It's 2-1. Oh, he thought he got away with that, didn't he? £2 for as many as you can carry. That's a nice one. That's.
You're enjoying your day, are you, Keith?
No, it's horrible. Oh. It's horrible, this is, isn't it? It's even set the alarms going. Oh, it's stopped now. That's £1.5, isn't it? Oh. This is as much fun. This is more fun than you can normally have standing up, I tell you. Come on, Matt, let's see these fish. I want to weigh this great big roach of yours. Look at that. Now, that's a roach. Oh. We'll have a proper look at him in a minute. Let's weigh him first. Oh, Matt, I don't know what to tell you. He bounced up to £3, then he bounced back and he stayed at £2.14. That's as no, don't look like that. That's as big a roach as anybody will ever see. Just take him out and hold him up. Look at that. Now that's a roach. £2 14 ounces. Incredible. Incredible. Well, I'm not going to get many better days than this. Never mind the weather. It's blown a gale, it's poured a rain. That makes it all worth it. And my little one as well, of course. Well done, Matt. Thanks for bringing me. Brilliant. Well done. Do you think I enjoyed that?
Just a bit.
But how jealous are you? I mean, everyone of sort of you're the generation after me, but everyone of my generation, you look to catch £2 roach. They are forget £40 carp and £10 bream.
A £2 roach is something special.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
And there are a lot around these days. I mean, let's be fair. You go to some of the carp fisheries, and they're not exactly too bob for as many as you can carry, but you can get quite a few of them.
But to catch one on a natural river is, well, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, I was just amazed as well that they're in that bit. You know, sometimes the town centres this time of year fill up with roach, but they tend to fill up with shoalfish, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
They're very special. There's not many in the Avon. I mean, hopefully we'll be visiting the Avon Roach Project a bit, maybe next year, to see how Trev and Budgie sort the roach out in their stretch, which are in massive decline. But I hope to see one like that again.
Oh, it's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Well, we can mull that over in a minute or two. We'll be back with Fishery Focus, in which I'll have my weekly look at the conditions and approaches that are doing the business at some typical waters to suit everyone. That's after the break. You could see I was excited, couldn't you?
You could hear me, yeah.